Scott Steiner. Age, height, wife, nicknames, finishers, and more. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. For the WWE family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. There aren't enough words in the English dictionary to describe WWE Hall of Famer Scott Steiner, but he'd undoubtedly find the same loophole in English as he has in mathematics. The originator of Steiner math, Big Papa Pump, is one of the most recognizable faces to a wrestling fan, having competed all over the globe for just about every top-level organization. There's a lot more to the younger Steiner brother than failing his math exam and calling Samoa Joe fat, though, from his legendary career inside the squared circle, where he has innovated a glut of moves to his life outside of it, which at times got hectic. With his 276-pound tank-like frame, making him an intimidating foe for anyone. Despite his imposing size, Steiner is a little on the small side when it comes to the height of an average pro wrestler, standing at only 6 foot 1 inch tall. To compare him to the current WWE roster, Steiner is smaller than CM Punk, Julius Creed, and Shinsuke Nakamura, to name but a few. Now 62 years old, Scott Steiner's days of wrestling a full schedule are long gone, with Scott having wrestled just 11 matches in the 2020s. The last was on April 22, 2023 for the Michigan-based UPW Pro Wrestling. Should Steiner never wrestle again, he will have ended his time in the ring in his home state. He was born Scott Carl Rex Steiner on July 29, 1962 in Bay City, Michigan, a roughly 2-hour drive from Detroit, where Scott was billed as hailing from throughout his career. Although many professional wrestlers tie the knot together, many in-ring greats have partners involved in industries outside the ropes with whom they share a loving, devoted life. For Scott Steiner, that would be Fairport, New York fitness guru Christina Podsiadly. Scott and Christina met at a gym at the height of the former's success in WCW, causing Christina to have some preconceptions about her husband-to-be. Thankfully, they were nipped in the bud almost immediately, with the pair marrying in July 2000 and parenting 2 sons, Brock and Brandon. For 4 years, the Rex Steiners also owned Shoney's Kitchen and Bar, though the 2020 pandemic shut this down. Cody Rhodes was correct when recording the voiceover for his current entrance music. Professional wrestling does have more than one royal family. Between the Harts, the Guerreros, the Anoa'is, and the Rhodes themselves, Scott Steiner, too, comes from a wrestling family. The former WCW World Heavyweight Champion tagged with his real-life brother, Rick, across 3 decades, whereas his nephew, Bron Breakker, is tearing it up in WWE, having captured the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam 2024. Scott's 2 children, as it stands, have not followed into the family legacy. Although Scott Steiner has stuck to the same in-ring moniker for the duration of his time between the ropes, he is a man of many nicknames. Undoubtedly, his best-known nickname is Big Papa Pump, which has followed him to numerous top organizations. But it was while in WCW as a main event attraction that he made use of his new look when creating a new persona. Transforming into the Big Bad Booby Daddy, the newly blonde-haired and goateed Scott Steiner would briefly be known as Superstar and White Thunder, the former being a tribute to another chiseled tank of the squared circle, Superstar Billy Graham. Other nicknames used by him have included Freakzilla and the Genetic Freak. Though he never receives the same praise as other influential names of this generation, Scott Steiner is credited with creating a move so commonplace in modern pro wrestling that it may as well be called the super kick. Indeed, early in his career, his take on the iconic lucha libre move known as the Hurricane Rana, the twist being that he spikes opponents' heads into the canvas rather than them taking a somersault back bump, while he also ended matches with a camel clutch and a flatliner, known as the Steiner Recliner and Steiner Flatliner, respectively. Another of his creations saw Scott birth the Steiner Screwdriver. The move was a vicious, migraine-inducing tombstone piledriver, with the opponent being held in a vertical suplex position before being spiked onto the mat below. will find it no surprise that he has faced a smattering of legal issues in his time. However, he has only actually been arrested once, as he was sentenced to 10 days behind bars on a charge of aggravated assault and making terroristic threats. Though he hasn't been arrested since, Steiner hasn't been entirely free from the eye of the law.